back on the Mother Road. Last year, I drove Route 66 through the entire state of Illinois, and a crazy idea popped into my head. What if I kept going? What if I continue on exploring this highway of dreams, long considered to be an icon of American culture? And so I began again, using the road to discover a country's small treasures, hidden towns, and not too distant past, connecting with those who have carried the Route 66 torch for so long to a newer generation ready to inform the next 100 years. I'm traveling from St. Louis, Missouri to Tulsa, Oklahoma on this leg of Route 66.
Hi, I'm Samantha Brown, and I have been traveling the globe for 25 years. Here's a great episode of my Emmy Award-winning travel series, Places to Love. Like and subscribe to join me on my adventures. Let's go. All right, I am kicking off this leg of my Route 66 Odyssey here in St. Louis, Missouri. Is it Missouri? Missouri? Oh no, I don't know. I'm gonna say Missouri. Really excited. I'm gonna be experiencing 3 great states on this leg. Missouri, Kansas, as well as Oklahoma. And look at the arch. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Wow, first time seeing it.
But first things first, something to sweeten the trip.
Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
Very, very good. I think I'm going to have a graham cracker
That sounds delicious.
and a concrete.
You like anything in it, or just graham, or?
Do you have malt?
I do,
Oh, like 2 scoops?
absolutely,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Ted Drew's Frozen Custard has been a Route 66 institution for decades.
And there's your large concrete. Thank you very
A
much.
concrete is an ice cream shake so thick it can be served upside down.
A lot of people have used the word concrete, but we started it in 1959.
So this is frozen custard, and that is different from ice cream.
It is a little different. Frozen custard is a rich vanilla ice cream, but to be frozen custard, it has to have at least a 10% butterfat content and a certain percentage of eggs.
I'm going to have 10% butterfat after
You
eating
certainly
this.
will. That's exactly right.
How long has Ted Drew's been here in St. Louis?
Well, since 1929, actually.
Oh my gosh, that's
We
over
just celebrated our 95th year.
Wow, you are coming fast on 100.
We are.
And you're almost as old as the road itself, then?
Well, the road itself
Not
was-
you, personally.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I have been traveling along Route 66, and the one name that is mentioned time and time again, especially for the people who are new shop owners along Route 66, is your name. That you are absolutely credited single-handedly with the resurgence of Route 66.
I'm Michael Wallace. I've written about a lot of subjects in my life, biographies, histories about American culture, but 66 and that old Route 66 book keeps calling me back. My book came out in 1990, and it surprised everybody, including myself. That sparked Pixar years later to do Cars 1. When that came out, business on stretches of the road went up 30% because it turned on a whole new generation of kids and others and people from France, Scandinavia, China. The road stays alive today because of all the foreign travel.
When we're painting,
Yeah.
it's amazing how many people will travel Route 66.
Well, where are they
Talk to us
from?
in Germany, England, what was another
France,
big-
Italy.
Yeah.
Just in one day of working on a mural, I can have 6 different countries stop and visit with me. I am Shelley Steiger, and I'm a mural artist here in Cuba, Missouri. 1999, 2000 is when we actually did the first mural. Then they thought, how cool, let's do 12 murals, and then we'll have a calendar. The idea was to be the mural city.
So it was a plan right from the
It was
beginning.
a plan, it was a plan.
So
yeah.
what was the focus of the very first mural?
It was the history of Cuba all of the murals have to have something to do with the history of Cuba. The organization that kind of is in charge of the murals, they a lot of times will have a subject matter that they want to cover, and so they will put a call out to artists. And
So you're not the only artist
Oh,
that do the
no,
murals?
no.
Okay, so we're in front of the Amelia Earhart mural.
Uh-huh.
What does Amelia Earhart have to do with Cuba?
During her cross-continental flight,
Yeah.
she had engine trouble and had to land in a field in Cuba. So it's...
We'll take
take it. We'll take it. Yep.
And you painted it?
We painted it, yes.
The two of you together? Wow.
We became friends before
Yeah.
we started doing murals, but this really bonded us.
We drive through these cities and we think time has stood still, and yet they are really at the forefront of a lot of historical moments that we would never know driving through, and yet your murals really tell us that story. Even though it's Route 66 and it's such a brand, it's such a name, it changes all the time.
It's a work in progress. You know, Americans, we're always on the move. We always have been. And it's very liberating, I think, to all of us.
After leaving Cuba, I'm following Route 66 through the Ozarks. This is Devil's Elbow Bridge, an icon of the Mother Road. Ozark lumberjacks cursed the log jams caused by this bend in the river, what they coined a devil of an elbow. And now, for something completely inappropriate.
Welcome to Uranus!
This is already exceeding my expectations, just so you know.
Ray, would you like to get your fudge nice and tight in a box or loose in a bag?
How many people do you see a day here, do you
Oh
think?
gosh, thousands. The billboards bring a lot of people in. They stop for the joke and then they realize the best fudge really does come from Uranus, so.
It's all homemade.
Homemade. We have 18 different flavors of regular fudge, and then we have 6 reduced sugar flavors as well.
What's your top flavor?
Chocolate's our *1, of course.
Sure.
Followed by peanut butter chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to pack it tight.
Okay.
Of the chocolate peanut butter.
There she goes.
Yep.
She picked the #2 in Uranus.
The total damage in Uranus today is going to be 556. Feels so dirty.
What I think is so endearing about Route 66 is that even though it is this road of optimism, like you said, people looking out west towards a better life, it's a road that really represents the underdog. The road itself is an underdog, and yet 5 interstate highways parallel highways still could not diminish or distinguish the Mother Road.
You know, they caused the death of a lot of places, but not all of them. And in this Renaissance period, which we started in 1990, it just keeps going and going and going. So you have a lot of new things are resurrected or repurposed sites. And then people always like to make sidebar trips off the road.
My next stop in Missouri is the town of Springfield, one of 67 Springfields in the United States, and I've already been through one of them in Illinois. But this one has its own major claim to fame to Route 66 history.
This is a map of Route 66 running from Los Angeles to Chicago.
It's a visual representation of all the major attractions that are or have been on Route 66.
John, I love how the physicalness of this timeline actually curves like Route 66. It's not a straight line like the highway.
Just goes all the way through, from the very beginnings of the highway all the way up to when it was closed in 1985.
The History Museum on the Square offers a bit of clarity in what can be a baffling road trip of what was and what still is. The city of Springfield, Missouri has the great honor of being the official birthplace of Route 66, and they've got the birth certificate to prove it. A telegram from the group planning the route that was sent to Washington, D.C. from, yes, Springfield, Missouri.
So this is the telegram asking for the number 66. The original of this is in the National Archives, and this is a copy that just pretty well says it all in just a few very succinct sentences.
Regarding Chicago-Los Angeles Road, if California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Illinois will accept 66 instead of 60, we are inclined to agree to this change. We prefer 66 to 62.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Wow. I mean, I don't think Nat King Cole singing Get Your Kicks on Route 62 would have ever worked.
There he is, right there.
After 59 years, the iconic road was replaced by the interstate highway system. 5 highways built over the next 3 decades replaced it, and the towns that no longer had an on or off ramp suffered greatly.
When you were writing the book, Route 66, was that your mission to save the Mother Road? Did you see it at a time where you thought, wait a minute, we can't lose this?
The short answer is yes, because at that time, 1985, the last of the shields went down.
Shields are those big signs.
So the road was desertified, but I knew that, more importantly, the people were still out along the road.
What I really enjoyed about my travels through Route 66 is understanding American history in a way I was never taught in school. And what I didn't learn, and it's fascinating, it's not always pretty, it's not always optimistic, and that's one of the missions of this museum.
Many people are amazed. Many people don't realize Missouri was even in the Civil War. But actually...
I'm gonna raise my hand on that one, Steve.
Yeah. I'm Steve Cottrell. I'm a retired teacher. I wrote a book on the Battle of Carthage, and I'm a Civil War nut.
So this painting was painted in 1990, and it depicts the Battle of Carthage.
It portrays just a small portion of the battle as it passed through the town. Late in the day, Missourians fighting Missourians. Most of the Yanks were from the St. Louis area. They were mainly German-American immigrants. The other side was the state militia of Missouri, the Missouri State Guard. This is before, so early in the war, it's before the blue versus gray color code. And at this early stage of the war, people are wearing funky uniforms. Early in the war, if you could raise a regiment of 1,000 men or so, you could also design your own uniform if you wanted to.
Oh, no.
Whoever thought of that had never been in the military.
Wow.
You got to learn the rough, bad stuff along with the nice, pretty stuff to know the whole story. Otherwise, it's like reading half a book or watching half a movie. You don't know the whole story. And the main message is, we don't want to do it again. If you people who study this war, seriously, they know that. It was a horrendous time, and that's how we teach it, just exactly how it was.
All right, so we are leaving Missouri, heading into Kansas, which has 13.2 miles of Route 66. It's really small, but I'm sure it's gonna be good. We're gonna make this count. But I'm really excited because I have never been to the state of Kansas. So this is all new to me. Very excited about this. Kansas, here I come.
And my first stop in Kansas, okay, my only stop, is the town of Galena.
Do you own this icon of Route 66?
Yeah, I own this. It found me in 2018. I actually wanted something on Route 66, and I pulled in out here to get some pictures, and there was a for sale by owner sign in the window. Yeah, that's kind of what I heard, like harps playing. I mean, it got dark, this beam of light kind of shines down. It's like, oh. I'm Aaron Perry. I am the curator of Gearhead Curios. Technically, I'm the owner, but I like to call myself the curator because a curator takes care of something that belongs to other people. And I like to think that this little Texaco station belongs to all the travelers that are running Route 66.
You just wanted to make it sort of an ode to road trippers, people who love being in cars and...
Yeah, it's a time capsule, it's a time trip. When you're on Route 66, the shop owners, they're your memory makers, your storytellers, and they offer you an escape from reality. The ceiling is covered with license plates that have been gifted by travelers. The dedications that are up there to lost loved ones, to cars, to road trips from all over the world.
Yeah.
And that just gives you goosebumps to think about. And then my restroom, the most photographed restroom, I believe, on Route 66.
Wow, was not expecting this.
This was literally outside, and this was a forest. So I removed trees, and I got a pink mid-century toilet.
Love the pink.
Who doesn't like a pink mid-century?
Exactly.
I tried to get color matching towels, but you get what you get. You don't throw a fit, as they say, right? Behind you, my toilet paper is held up with a C-clamp and wrenches.
Oh, that's cool.
My divider is Model A Ford hood sides, so 1930 Ford hood sides.
Nice.
And then this powder-coated funnel is the urinal. These are to eliminate the guesswork for the guys. And then if you make flushing fun, we have that. It opens a water valve, goes through a Texaco oil can, and sprays into the funnel.
I love it.
But we offer something special with this.
Okay.
Right here, we offer individual sheebies. So the ladies can hit the funnel And then one traveler says, if I hit the funnel, I want everyone to know. So you honk the horn. Everyone out there knows what you just did. We will applaud you and cheer you on. And then when you come out, we get your picture holding the hubcap.
So ladies with our apparatus can put on another apparatus that allows us to pee standing up
and
into the funnel.
All the joy and excitement of hitting the funnel. And as far as I know, I'm the only one that offers ladies the option to stand and use the urinal.
I tell you, you are a catch.
I am.
We're not Kansas anymore. Of course, when you think of Oklahoma, you think of whale watching. This is the famous blue whale of Catoosa, Oklahoma, originally built in 1972 as a part of a private playground for the designer's grandchildren. It's now a city park and one of the most recognizable attractions along the entire Route 66. It's a perfect spot to stretch your legs, use the facilities, which are not in the whale, and take some pictures. But now I'm back in the car and heading to a city I've never been to, and it's about time. Tulsa. I've heard so many great things about what's considered to be the coolest city in Oklahoma, and to prove it, my first stop in the morning is Buck Adams' Cosmic Curios.
I'm Mary Beth Babcock, and I am a very passionate business owner that loves to support local artists on Route 66.
I've been in retail for a long time, and at one point I said, what do you want? And I said, I want to do retail, but something small. And 30 minutes later, this gas station, 1950s gas station, got posted on Facebook. I said, oh my gosh, a souvenir shop in a gas station on Route 66. I couldn't have dreamt up a more perfect scenario. And then I said, I need a character. So of course, a space cowboy, right? Buck is the cowboy, Atom, A-T-O-M, space, mash it together. You got a space cowboy.
I love it. So what is a cosmic curio?
I said, let's put the word curio in, and that way you can sell a little bit of everything. You're not limited on what you sell, but a souvenir shop. And with Buck Atom being a space cowboy, you know, we pull in the cosmic. So it just helps us kind of go, you know, have fun.
Right. There are no limitations. It's space.
It's infinite.
And you have a muffler man out there.
Yes.
And that is a Route 66 icon, right? That goes back how far?
Yes. They were originally made in the 60s. And so there was the famous Gemini Giant in Wilmington, Illinois. And so we found a guy that has made a mold from one and can make custom muffler men now.
So there are new muffler men coming in to the Route 66 atmosphere.
Exactly, exactly. Carrying on those beautiful stories from the past.
And there are definitely those beautiful, thank goodness we have them, old-time Route 66ers. They remember it when. And they've worked so hard to preserve it and also to influence that next generation to say, here, don't let this go. And you're that next generation.
Oh, I can't believe you just said that. For you to say that, I get the chills. I feel like I am here to help people smile. It's a dream that I can live my life and do something really fun.
Okay, here's a traveler's tip for Route 66. Get a map. Get many, many, many maps in a great booklet, because it doesn't exist. It was decommissioned in 1985, and so your phone GPS isn't going to help you at all. It's been chopped up, Route 66. Sometimes it follows a highway, really plain and simple. Other times it cuts into like more rural environments, and you're like, where the heck am I? So get a map. Get all of them.
The book was really intended to be a love letter for the highway and those people. Again, without pulling punches, without overly romanticizing it, it has to be the complete story. It has to be black, white, shades of gray, the good, bad, the ugly, because sometimes the mother road could be an abusive mother. And people need to know that.
I'm now in the Tulsa neighborhood of Greenwood, home to one of the most significant events in the city's history, the Tulsa Massacre, believed to be the single worst incident of racial violence in American history. On May 31st, 1921, in 18 terrible hours, more than 1,000 homes and businesses were destroyed, and an estimated 300 black lives were lost.
The best thing that could happen is for that to be exposed, because the most antiseptic thing is sunlight. Best things that could happen to Oklahoma. And it wasn't always the case. Some things were not talked about.
In 1985, Route 66 was federally decertified. 2 years later, in '87, Arizona established the first historic association dedicated to Route 66 preservation. And by 1989, when we showed up, all 8 states had their own association to help let people know the road is still here and it is still important to travel. I'm Reese Martin, and I'm the president of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association.
Reese has personally traveled all 2,300 miles of Route 66.
And in Oklahoma, we're lucky that today we have more drivable miles of Route 66 than any other state, but Tulsa calls itself the capital of Route 66 for a very good reason.
And this square really depicts that reason.
That's
We've got
right.
a man driving a Model T Ford and a horse, 2 horses and a wagon.
So this sculpture is called East Meets West, and it really symbolizes the coming of the automobile and kind of the old world, the oil field workers coming in. Tulsa was the oil capital of the world. Today, it's the capital of Route 66. And Cyrus Avery, the driver behind the car here, is known as the father of Route 66 because of his integral role in getting the highway established in the first place that connected Chicago all the way out to Los Angeles.
And he was instrumental in having that bridge right there built.
That's right. So this is now Cyrus Avery Memorial Bridge. But back in the day, it was just the 11th Street Bridge. It's how you cross the Arkansas River.
Okay.
And so he used that knowledge to help guide the road down through Missouri and Oklahoma, because if you draw a line on a map between Chicago and Los Angeles, it didn't go anywhere near Oklahoma.
It's so true. It could have been more of a straight shot, right? But it just sort of dips.
Yep. And because of his influence and because of, just who he was as a person and his passion for good roads, Route 66 comes right through Tulsa, his adopted hometown, and we have this great plaza here dedicated to him. When you take Route 66, it's still Main Street in a lot of these towns. You get to meet people that it's their life's work to have this small business or this gift shop or this restaurant. You meet people from all over the world that are also choosing to experience America through the lens of Route 66. So no trip is ever the same, and it's just a really wonderful way to explore this country.
Route 66 is a state of mind where the past, the present, the what ifs, and the what could be's actually come together. And you pull off on 66 and your mind can wander and you can time travel and escape reality.
If you're coming through Cuba on Route 66, please stop and say hi to me. If I'm out painting, I'd love to hear your story, and I'd love to tell you our story.
There's so many things special about Route 66 is meeting all the people along the route, people traveling, the other business owners. They all have their own, their own passion, their own love for their little strip. You never know what you might find.
I've experienced so much on Route 66, and yet I feel like I'm just getting started. So next, I'll be continuing on through the rest of Oklahoma to Texas and beyond.
But always remember, last thing I'll tell you is, life truly begins at the off-ramp.
And that's why Route 66 is a road that takes us to so many places to love. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Places to Love. What was your favorite scene? Be sure to leave a comment. Now, for a full itinerary of this episode, click here. It is a great travel planning tool. And here, if you want to watch more full episodes. And of course, subscribe to my channel to see new episodes as they are released. Hope to see you out there.